different responses. So if you can graph the data tomorrow, great. If you can't graph the data, it's more important that you take the data. And you definitely don't need to worry about making the graph look particularly pretty like this one does. Sometimes people make sure they have error bars and things like that, and that's really not necessary. What we want is for you to have the experience of taking those quick survey measurement data. So yes, this is your homework. Whatever part of it you were able to complete before training starts again tomorrow, we understand that the conditions now everywhere make it a little bit more challenging, but hopefully you can at least measure one plant. You have one plant, I know you can do that. So hopefully at least 3 leaves on that one plant. And you're already configured and you can watch the graph. So you should be in good shape to do your homework, hopefully.
Sorry.
If you do measure that one plant, make sure to take it outside. So in your room, it's basically darkness. So you're not going to be measuring any photosynthesis in that room. So I would take the plant outside, or if it's grown in a greenhouse, take it out to the greenhouse to measure.
I think, yeah, which ያለ አትክልት መለካት ነው ወይ measure ማድረግ ነው የሚሻለው ምክንያቱም ውጭ ሄዶ መጠቀሙንም መሳሪያውንም you know that's part of the experience ጥያቄ ያላችሁ ማለት ስለ የቤት ስራ እንደ ልጅነት የቤት ስራ ተሰጥቷል እንደ ትምህርት ቤት ጊዜ ጥያቄ አለ እኔ ጥያቄ ነበረኝ ባትሪዎቹ ገብተዋል መሳሪያ ውስጥ አሉ
አልገቡም
ኦኬ አስገቧቸው ምክንያቱም አሁን ዛሬ ቻርጅ አድርጎ ካላደረ ነገ በምን ትጠቀማላችሁ ውጭ ወጥቶ ሜዠር ለማድረግ ባትሪው ቻርጅ መሆን አለበት ስለዚህ ባትሪውን አስገቡት
ለምን ያሳተ እንትን ብለን ምንዳር እንደዚህ
yeah it takes how long does it take to charge the batteries 8 hours yeah so ዛሬ ሰከታችሁት ሄዱ በነጋታው ቻርጅ ሆነ ይወጣል ቻርጅ ከሆነ በኋላ it will give you like ሙሉ ቀን መጠቀም ትችላላችሁ በባትሪው ብቻ አለበለዚያ እዚሁ ብቻ ነው መለካት መቻል ግን ውጭ ሄዳችሁ ብትሞክሩት ጥሩ ይመስለኛል ሁለቱንም ከተታቸው ምናልባት ሶስተኛው you don't have to do ሶስተኛው ግን at least ሁለቱን ውስጥ ብትከታቸው ሁለቱ ቻርጅ ይሆናል እና ያው አንድ ብቻ ስለሆነ አሁን ለጊዜው ያለው ተራ በተራ maybe የመጀመሪያውን አንድ ላይ አርጋችሁ ከዛ በኋላ you know ሰው ተራ በተራ እየወሰደ የተለያየ ያለውን ዛፍም ሆነ ምናምን I'm sure ብዙ አይነት አለ ግን
በቻርጀሩ ነው በዚህኛው ነው እናረጋግ እንችላለን
እዛው መሳሪያው እስከተተው
አንተ ላይ ነው በጣም ስለምን ምናልባት
አይ ያ ምን እንትን ነገር አለ እንደ ቮልቴጅ ሬጉሌተር ምናምን አለ
የለም
እሱን ተጠቀማላችሁ ወይስ እንግዲህ እሱ እንግዲህ ግድግዳ ላይ ነው ያ ማለት የግድ ነው እንግዲህ ቻርጅ ካልተደረገ ነገ ውጭ መውጣታችሁን ባትሪ ከሌለ ቻርጅ የተደረገ
እቺ ደግሞ አንድ ብቻ ነው የምታረገው
ሁለቱ አንድ ላይ እንግዲህ ይሄው 4-5 ሰዓት እየተጠቀምነው ነው እንግዲህ አልተበላሸም አይደለ ተሰክቶ ስለዚህ ተሰክቶ ቢያደር ችግር ያለው አይመስለኝም መሳሪያው ችግር የለውም እንግዲህ ሌላ ከመብራት ሌላ ችግር ካልመጣ መሳሪያው እንደዚህ ነው የተሰራው እዛ ውስጥ ሆኖ ቻርጅ እንዲያደርጉ ነው የተሰራው ነው ሌላ ጊዜም እንደዚህ ቢሆን ነው ማለት በተለይ ፊልድ የምትወጡ ጊዜ ተጠቅማችሁ ቀኑን ሙሉ ባትሪው ያው ይጨርሳል ወደ ሊያልቅ ይችላል ከአንድ 8 ወይ 10 ሰዓት በኋላ ማታ ተመቶ ኦፊስ ውስጥ ወይ ላብራቶሪ ውስጥ ተሰክቶ ቢያድር ለነገ ደግሞ ሙሉ ቀን you share the homework again, the slide? Yeah, እንትን ስታረጉ is the CO2 cartridge going to stay until tomorrow morning? Probably not. Okay.
Oh, we'll use it tomorrow for response curves. So
Okay. So ነገ ውጭ ወይም ቤትም እንትን ኦፊስ ውስጥም ቢሆን ውጭም አዲስ CO2 ካርትሪጅ ማድረግ ሊኖርባችሁ ይችላል። አሁን ከዚህ በኋላ ወይ ካላረጋችሁት የቤት ስራውን ምክንያቱም እስከ ነገ በቃ ጨርሶ ነው የሚያድረው። ሌላ የመብራት ላይት ሌቭሉን እንዴት እንደምትሉ ዲስከስ የተደረገው ግልጽ ነው አይደለም? የውጭ ስትወጡ እቺ ከጎን ያለችው ሴንሰር አለች፣ እሷ ትነግራቸዋለች የውጭውን ሌቭል ላይት ሌቭል እና ያንን ላይት ሌቭል ነው ላይት የሚለው ላይ ሴት ፖይንት አድርጋችሁን ትመርጡት። ማለት የውጭውን ታዩና አትክልቱ ምን ያህል እያገኘ ነው በአሁን ሰዓት የሚለው ከዛ ያንን ነው። Can you show how to read the ambient, the external light level? So ቀደም እቺ ሲሪያል ነምበር 1 ስናስገባ ምናምን የነበረችው ነገር ውጭ ያለውን ላይት ሌቭል ሚለካ ነው። So she's showing okay ambient.
So I go to environment and then light and then ambient. And for me, ambient Q amp out is 5 because it's very dark. When I was looking at your instrument, it was 0 because it was really dark. So you can use this and you can see it from here. So you can be on the fluorometer tab and see what is reading for the ambient outside light. So you can use that to set this.
So on the little display. Okay. Okay. So አሁን ኦፊስ ውስጥ ፕሮባብሊ 0 ወይ 1 0 እዛው አካባቢ ነው የሚያሳየው። አይ ቲንክ እናንተ መሳሪያ ላይ እዚህ ነው 5 4 ነው 6 5 ነው። ምክንያቱም ምንም መብራት ቢኖር ያው ቤት ውስጥ ያለው በጣም ሎ ስለሆነ ማለት ነው። ነገ ውጭ ስትወጡ ይሄንን ብታዩት ሞር በተለይ ያው ፀሐዩ ከወጣ ረፈድ ካለ 700 800 1200 እስከ 2000 ሊደርስ ይችላል ብራ ቀን ከሆነ ምንም ደመና የሌለው። ስለዚህ እሱን አይታችሁ አቨሬጅ ሌቭሉን ልክ አሁን እሷ ያለችበት ላይ ሴት ፖይንት የሚለውን አምቢየንት ከሚለው ጋር ተመሳሳይ ከሱ ትንሽ አነስ አድርጋችሁ እንደሱ ነው ያለችው ቅድም። እና ለምንድነው ልክ አትክልቱ ፀሐይ በደንብ እያገኘ እየሰራ ያለ መታችሁ በእንትን ስትዘጉት ተመሳሳይ ላይት ሌቭል ካልተሰጠው ኦኬ ጨለማ መጣ ብሎ ሁሉንም ነገር ሸዳውን ያደርጋል። ስለዚህ አምቢየንት የሚለውን ሌቭል አይታችሁ that's how you set the set point. አምቢየንቱ 1100 ምናምን አካባቢ ከሆነ set pointቱም እዛው አካባቢ መሆን አለበት ለማለት ነው። ሌላ ጥያቄ አላችሁ?
አንዴ ሜጀር ሲያደርጉ ሊያሳዩ ይችላሉ።
quick measurement.
ያው ዘጠገበለ ነው።
So I have my leaf clamped on. And so what I can do, or actually I don't, but Shannon will go ahead and clamp to the leaf, a spot like that. And you can see that the chamber has just closed on the leaf.
Can I just say, so this plant came from the greenhouse. So ውጭ እዚህ ግሪን ሃውስ አለ ከዛ ነው የመጣው ስለዚህ በደንብ ብርሃን እያገኘ የነበረ ስለነበረ if you notice 200 ነው የተሰጠው 5-6 እዚህ ቤት ምናየው ክፍል ውስጥ ምናየው አይደለም የውጭውን ነው የሰጠችው all right go ahead just wanted to point out the light level difference
Right. Okay, so I'm going to open a log file. I'm going to go over to log files and choose open a log file. I will choose new file. I will name it soy because I think this is the soybean. I will check my logging options. I see that I have prompt on manual log checked. I have also logged to a data file checked. For matching, I've set up to match if. And for fluorometer, I've set up, oh, I need to change my fluorometer options. I'm going to change it to that so that it will choose whether to do a rectangular or multi-phase flash. Then I go back to my screen. And that looks like it's stable, but I've got this really big change because I just put my leaf in the chamber. So I'm going to wait for this to go a little bit farther, but I think that I'm probably pretty stable. So let's say that I have decided, okay, I'm ready to go. I press my log button here, and mine makes a noise. This noise tells me that the logging process has started. I have a species, just like you do, and I will call it soy. Replicate, you don't have, but I do, doesn't really matter. I'm gonna just call it 1, that's fine. I press continue. Now you notice that things are kind of changing on my screen. That is because I am doing, I was doing an auto match to let me know that it was letting me know that I needed to do an automatic match. And that makes sense because I hadn't done one yet today. But now my measurement is done and I could go on to the next leaf. I have opened my log file. I have waited for it to stabilize. You see that it didn't take very long for me. And then I have logged my data point. I have entered my, my stability, my user prompt. And then it has done what it needed to do in terms of flashing and in terms of logging. So if I wanted to look at my fluorescence data, I could go back over to my environment tab and go to my fluorescence tab and look at my results. And I've got a light adapted measurement here. And I did a multi-phase flash, so you can kind of see that there's a bit of a ramp. So I have completed a measurement. It's done. Now, if I wanted to log again, if I said, oh, I think I'm stable again, let's pretend that I had gone to a different leaf. I could say log, still soy. I could change my replicate to 2. Continue. And in this case, I didn't match because I had just matched a little while ago. I just matched about 4 minutes ago. There's no need to match again. I told it not to do that if the change in CO2 was large enough and there was no change in time and things like that. So I have now logged 2 data points. And what I can do is I can say, okay, I'm done. And I can say, I can close my log file and I have completed my measurements. We're a little bit over time, so I don't want to take anybody else's time. I know that it's getting a little bit late for you. So if anybody there needs to log off, that's completely understandable. But if you have questions about your survey measurements, we will stay for a few more minutes to answer those questions. Israel and I will stay for a couple more minutes to answer those questions. But hopefully you understand and you are somewhat confident in the homework that we have given you. Um,